Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly, greatly appreciate it if you jump on here live here on this Saturday afternoon. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. If you jump on here live and you are planning on watching WrestleMania, which comes up here in a little bit more than 1 hour, feel free to let me know. And I know not everybody's a wrestling fan, but first of all, if you're not a wrestling fan, then what's wrong with you? And second of all, I know a lot of people that aren't what I would call wrestling fans, but they still watch WrestleMania. Just like not everyone is a football fan, but almost everybody watches the Super Bowl. Well, honestly, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling. And it's gotten so big that it's now a two-night event. And I'm glad that it is, because I recall the last time it wasn't a two-night event, and they got it all in on one night. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, the pre-show started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the time the main event ended, it was, I want to say, about 1 o'clock. So altogether, counting the pre-show, it was 8 hours. Of course, back then, the pre-show was important because there was matches on it, but now the pre-show is not important unless you're just a diehard fan that can't get enough, because there are no matches on the pre-show. It's just talking. But if you've been watching Raw and SmackDown, then you know what's going on, so there's no point in watching the pre-show. Hey there. I'm going to guess that's a Hod. If not, I apologize. Hey there. I'm Socks. Glad to have you here. And hey there, CR7. Glad to have you here. But last night I tried something different. It didn't go over real well. I know a lot of people do the YouTube shorts because a lot of people just like watching short videos. So I did some YouTube shorts last night, and I did 7 altogether. And it was 7 because I predicted each match from night 1, which comes up here in a little more than an hour, hoping that a lot of folks would watch it. Hey there, Dallas. Glad to have you here. I am doing great, Ahad. I hope everything is well in your life. And no, Dallas, I am not a Tennessee fan. I'm not a Tennessee hater. I've always said if I was not a Clemson fan, I would be a Tennessee fan, because I've got family that live in Tennessee, and my wife and I and our kids usually spend most of our free time, which ain't much, but when we get it, we usually spend it in East Tennessee in the Smoky Mountain area. So if not for being a Clemson fan, I'd probably be a Tennessee fan. So I don't like them, but I don't hate them. The only collegiate team I like is Clemson. Hey there, a Tiff. Glad to have you here. So today I'm going to do something different. Instead of coming on here and making 7 short videos, I'm just going to make a video. No dad jokes in it. Just going to be a video where I'm going to predict each winner that's coming up for night 2 of WrestleMania, which is tomorrow. And my hope is tomorrow to be able to squeeze in time to talk about night 1, and then on Monday, hopefully talk about night 2. But of course, tomorrow's Easter, and then family time, and then of course tomorrow night is night 2. So if I don't get to do night 1 tomorrow, we'll talk about night 1 on Monday, and we'll talk about night 2 on Tuesday. But nevertheless, it'll be 2 separate videos because there's 14 matches altogether, and that'd be a lot for one video. So nevertheless, we'll talk about night 1 in one video and night 2 in one video. And CR7, if I picked one, I would pick Ronaldo. And no dad joke, because honestly, I didn't write one down. This is probably the second, maybe third video since I've had this channel that I'm not doing a dad joke. I try to make dad jokes be a staple of the channel because I love dad jokes. But my original plan was just to make today's videos like yesterday and do 7 short videos. And you can't have 7 short videos and then have a dad joke in one and not the other 6. So if you're going to have a dad joke in one, you got to have a dad joke in 7, and that's just too many at one time. So I didn't write one down, and then right before I got ready to come on here live for the video, I thought, you know what? I'll just make it one video where I talk about each match and predict each match without having a dad joke. But don't worry, they're not going anywhere. They will be back, hopefully. To all of you who I believe are new here to the comment section, you have subscribed to the channel. Remember, it's free. It takes about 2 seconds, and it helps the channel out tremendously. Helps out the algorithm, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, of course, just like night 1, I don't know the order of night 2. It's strictly a prediction because the only thing they gave us was what was going to be the opening match for night 1 and the main event for night 1 and the opening match for night 2 and the main event for night 2. Everything in between 2 through 6 both nights is just guessing. So when I made my short videos yesterday, I did 1 through 7 just guessing. But I started with Gunther and Jey Uso because they announced that tonight's opening contest is going to be Gunther and Jey Uso. And it ended with the triple threat match, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, because they announced that tonight's main event is Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. So today we'll start with the opening match, which they said was going to be Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. That much we know, and we know the main event is Cody and John Cena, but everything in between is strictly a guess. I do not know the match order, so chances are I'm not going to have them in the correct order. If I do, it's strictly a guess, but then again, it doesn't matter. All that matters is I'm telling you who I think will win each match. The order really, truly does not matter. But before I get into it, one last thing. I mentioned these in my shorts yesterday, and I want to mention it again. But I have another YouTube channel that's not really mine, but I am on it once a week. Me and my man JJ every Monday get together and talk wrestling and racing on the Greenville Sports Media YouTube page. And if you watch that YouTube channel, you've already heard my predictions, because this past Monday when I was on the Greenville Sports Media YouTube page talking wrestling and racing, me and JJ made our WrestleMania predictions. So if you've watched that, you already know my predictions, but I wanted to come on here and give them anyway for those that don't watch that channel. If not, please go to Greenville Sports Media on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. And JJ and I both would greatly appreciate it. But tomorrow night, the opening contest, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Give me Bianca Belair. I firmly believe the only reason Io Sky is in this match is so that she can take the pinfall, so that Rhea is not getting pinned and Bianca is not getting pinned. Whoever wins, I think they pin Io Sky. I don't see Io Sky winning. It could be Rhea or Bianca, but it's been a while since Bianca Belair's had the title, so I'll go with her. They normally don't have back-to-back title matches, so since the opening contest is a title match, I'll say match 2 is a non-title match. So we'll go with AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. AJ Styles is almost 48, so I'm not sure how many WrestleManias he's got left in him. Logan Paul is a phenomenal athlete. If Logan Paul is not one day a world champion, there's an issue. He's an incredible, incredible wrestler. You watch him wrestle, and he's just got God given ability. He was put on this earth to be a wrestler. He has to be a future world champion. But in this match, since there's no title on the line, and I'm not sure how many WrestleManias AJ Styles has left, give me AJ Styles. Match 3, I believe, will be the Fatal 4-Way. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. I've kind of gone back and forth in this match because honestly, I could see any of the 4 guys winning, and there's been a point in my brain where I've thought Braun wins, nah, Finn wins, nah, Penta wins, nah, Dom wins, because I really can see any of the 4 guys winning, but I'll go with Dominic Mysterio. Match 4 to me will be Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre's been on a short losing streak lately at WrestleMania, so in this match, give me Drew McIntyre. And then we'll go with the women's tag team belts. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria are taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And give me Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to retain those tag team belts. And I believe the semi-main event will be Randy Orton versus question mark, because he's pretty much laid out an open challenge and challenged anybody. So it could be a myriad of guys. I'm still hoping that it's Nick Aldis. It needs to be Nick Aldis. The match would be an instant classic. It would instantly be one of the best wrestling matches, not only of this year, but of this decade. You're talking about 2 of the best pound for pound technical wrestlers of all time in a match. How could it not be great? And Nick Aldis is only 37, so he's not ready to retire yet. And he has said numerous times that he wants to one day wrestle for WWE. I can't think of a better time to debut than WrestleMania. So it could be Nick Aldis. It could be Solo Sikoa. It could be the recently re-signed Rusev. It could be the recently re-signed, I'm assuming, Aleister Black, Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him. He sucks. He ain't any good. It could be Jeff Hardy, since Jeff Hardy's going to be there. It could be a multitude of guys, and I believe this will be the semi-main event, just so you have to sit back and wait all night long to find out who accepts the challenge. So in this match, I'm really guessing, because depending on who it is, I could see Randy Orton winning, and depending on who it is, I could see Randy Orton losing. So really, I don't know. If you tell me for sure who he's going to face, I would tell you for sure who I'm picking to win, but we don't know. We're going to have to wait all night tonight and through night 1, all day tomorrow, getting ready for night 2, and then all the way up to what I believe will be the semi-main event. We find out who it is. So since we don't know, I'll guess and say whoever accepts the challenge will beat Randy Orton, although I don't know who it is. Hey there, Eden. Glad to have you here. And I think you've made your screen name longer. That seems longer than before, but either way, glad to have you here. The main event is Cody Rhodes and John Cena. A lot of people think John Cena wins the belt here, and part of me can see that, because it kind of makes the heel turn make more sense to make John Cena the champion. But at the same time, it kind of makes no sense, because we know he's retiring, so he's got to turn right around and lose the belt right around the corner. So I don't really see a point in him getting the belt. I can also see him getting the belt to break Ric Flair's record. But at the same time, I think since Charlotte is Ric Flair's daughter, she's going to be the one to break Ric Flair's record. So even if John Cena beats Ric Flair's record, Charlotte's going to come right back and break that record. So Cena's record won't last but a couple of years. That's kind of pointless. So I can see this match going either way, but I feel like since they're trying to build Cody Rhodes up to be the supreme, super popular, defying all odds babyface champion, just like his daddy was back in the day, and now we pretty much know he's going to have John Cena, and we know The Rock is going to have something to do with it, even if The Rock is not there. He's got a trick up his sleeve, so it's going to look like Cody is defeating John Cena and The Rock, which they hope will make Cody even more popular and get the crowd behind him even more. So even though I can see this match going either way, and either way it makes sense. It makes sense if Cody wins. It makes sense if Cena wins. I'm guessing Cody Rhodes. So I don't think John Cena's coming back to have one final WrestleMania match to win because he doesn't need to win. He's going to be a Hall of Famer as soon as he retires, whether you like him or not. And I'll be honest with you, I don't. I never have. I've never got the glamour behind John Cena. He just don't do it for me. If I ever did a top 10 countdown where I talked about the top 10 wrestlers that I just do not like at all, which I never have, but if I did, believe me, John Cena would be on the list. He wouldn't be number one. Number one is the guy that would always, forever be my number one, but John Cena would certainly be on the list. But even though I don't like him, I think everyone knows by now that I tell the truth here on the channel whether I like somebody or not. And even though I don't like John Cena, he's definitely going to be an instant Hall of Famer when he retires. But, last time he was around, pretty much every match he had, he lost. He's just making the younger talent look good. I kind of see this match going the same way. So for that reason, give me Cody Rhodes. But if Cena wins, I wouldn't be overly surprised. So for night two, give me Bianca Belair, AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez. Whoever accepts Randy Orton's open challenge will beat him. And in the main event, give me Cody Rhodes. And everybody enjoy night one of WrestleMania, which now comes up here in less than 1 hour, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. And everybody gave Booker T a hard time because if you didn't see it, he was caught on camera during the Hall of Fame sleeping. But you got to remember, first of all, he's 60 years old, and most people that age don't stay up very late. But also, it was live at 10 o'clock Las Vegas time, which means it was 1 o'clock a.m. on the East Coast. So if you're sleeping at 1 o'clock a.m., really truly, even if you're 20 years old, that's not out of the ordinary. That's when most people are to bed asleep. So I know people are going to give Booker a hard time saying, oh, you got caught sleeping. But it's after 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. So if you're sleeping, it's normal. Everybody's asleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is good because nothing good happens after midnight. I'm not quite sure why they done that. That's kind of a odd time to do it. I know they usually do it at 10 o'clock Eastern time, but to do it 10 o'clock on the West Coast for 1 o'clock Eastern time, that's not very smart. They should have done it this morning since NXT had the noon pre-show and 1 o'clock main card for Stand and Deliver. I don't see why they couldn't do the Hall of Fame about 9:30 this morning and then led right into NXT. But the 1 o'clock a.m. thing is dumb. If you're going to do it on the Friday night, which they traditionally do, then it should have been done at 10 o'clock Eastern time, which would have been 7 o'clock in Las Vegas. But that makes more sense than 10 o'clock in Las Vegas and 1 o'clock a.m. on the East Coast, because most folks on the East Coast can't stay up to watch it because it's way past their bedtime. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.